Hey guys, so it is that time of the month again where we are approaching our second major release of the month. They always release their second major banner the last week of the month, and it typically depends either the last day of the month or the reset day of the last week, depending on how the month sort of falls. This February, I think we are going to be looking at a Wednesday the 26th release for whatever character we get. It's possible they delay it until the 28th. They've done it before. They've intentionally pushed major releases back until the last day of the month. Although in this instance, I'm leaning more towards it being the 26th, but I always like to do videos like this. Not every single month, but typically when we're about to head into what I think is probably going to be one of the more exciting releases of the year in terms of the off months, aka not Legends Fest or Anniversary. I do like to talk about some of this stuff, and I've made videos talking about this before in this specific month. This month kind of caught me off guard a little bit. Going into February, before they did the reveal for the Super Saiyan Goku and Trunks, I was thinking this month would be more so dedicated to Daima, and I'm not going to go into Daima spoilers, so don't worry. Especially now that we have more of the hype stuff from Daima, right? We only have one more episode left. The final episode of Daima literally comes out on the 28th here, and then the series will be over. But without going into spoilers, we certainly have seen a lot of potential LF/Ultra candidates in the past few weeks, and I imagine we probably will see at least one more big character in Daima this coming week with the last episode. So I mean, we're really talking about like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 LF candidates from Daima, and I thought they would have wanted to take advantage of the climax of the series, the finale, the most exciting 4, 5, 6 episodes leading up to the end. And they just completely ignored it. So a bit surprising to me. I mean, we'll see if they want to do something with this in March. Something tells me there was some kind of obstruction here. I know with Superhero, that's definitely a factor of why we got Beast Gohan so late. The factor why we got Orange Piccolo so late is because there were, I guess the best way to word it is there were some roadblocks and artificial obstructions to prevent the games from dropping all these things right away. For Daima, I thought that wasn't going to be the case, but I mean, the fact that they didn't release literally any Daima related characters in February here, that's a little bit suspicious to me. Like, it's not so much like, oh, they just for some reason decided not to do it. Like, I think there was literally something that was in place that disallowed them from doing it. Otherwise, it literally makes no sense at all. So I'm hoping maybe in March they do something with it. But if we take a look at the last Legends information video, they specifically say multiple campaigns focused on episode Cell Saga Z will be held from mid-February, right? So mid-February being this, the 12th here. This was when the Super Saiyan Goku and Super Trunks dropped. To mid-March. So if we go over to March, just open this in a new tab here. When they say mid-March, they mean this. And the most telling reason why it's going to be the 12th here, not like the 19th or something, is because number one, this is going to be when the first major character release is going to be in March, is the 12th here. And then it also actually lines up perfectly with when the next co-op should end. The current co-op ends on the 26th, which this is when the next character should drop. So I think what'll probably happen is the next character drops here, co-op will reset, we'll get a 2-week co-op period that goes until the 12th of the next month, and then the next co-op season will drop here, and it'll probably go to here, and then we'll get the next character here. It's pretty easy to understand pattern they've been doing for a long time. But I've actually noticed that even more so than PvP seasons recently, they have been lining up new character releases much more consistently with new co-op seasons, right? For some reason, they decided to drop a 3-week PvP season. I think it was last season, and it really screwed up the schedule. So I'm not really looking to so much into like the timing of when PvP seasons start and when they end. I think co-op actually does more consistently line up with the release of new characters. And that's obviously because you get bonuses for using new characters in co-op, right? You get more damage and things like that. So I think this is what we're looking at, a 26th release here for the new character, and then the end of the Cell Saga campaign will be the 12th here. So I don't actually think there's going to be any new Cell Saga characters released in March. What I think will probably happen is I'm hopeful that March is going to be some Daima related stuff. And so I think what'll probably happen is this first week in March, this will be like the final update for the Cell Saga celebration. And there's a few things we could get here. We could get a Zenkai, we could get a unique equip, we could get a free-to-play character, right? If they do a Daima celebration, I think they actually might not give us a free character that's specifically related to Daima. We'll see though. But when it comes to Cell Saga, I actually have the Saga opened up here. Do I? Yeah, here we go. There actually is really not too many characters we could see getting a Zenkai, because most of them already have Zenkais, right? You take a look at the sparking characters from the Cell Saga that don't yet have Zenkai awakenings. It's Green Instant Transmission Goku, who I don't think is ever gonna get one. I mean, I don't want to say never, but this is probably one of those characters that is on like the do not Zenkai list, so I don't think he'll get one. 18 is definitely a possibility, but it just feels like a little bit of a strange choice, because this, I mean, 18, you don't really think of 18 as part of like the climax of the Cell Saga. This could be a funny one as the red Hercule. I would probably say no. So there really doesn't really leave a lot here. And since I think what we're going to be getting here at the end of the month is an Ultra Cell, which we'll talk about in a second, I think they would probably more so lean towards a Zenkai. If they were going to do a Zenkai, I think they'd more towards lean the Zenkai for like a hero character instead of another Cell. Also, the fact that we just got the Cell with the Zenkai. So I actually think if it was up to me, guys, if it was up to me, I would Zenkai Super Vegeta. I would target this day right here, right? And if you think about the pattern this year so far, if you think about how they've handled things so far, if we just go to the full year of 2025, we start with January. What did we get here? We got 2 LF Zenkais, Gogeta Blue and Tag Blue Goku and Vegeta. February, the first day, or the first reset day of February on the 5th, we got the Zenkai for LF Purple Cell. So they actually have, for 2 months in a row now, they have Zenkai'd LF characters the first reset day of each month. So, I mean, you know, it's not out of the question for them to give us an LF Zenkai here, sort of like to close out the Cell Saga. I think everybody would appreciate a Zenkai for Super Vegeta. I think they definitely could get away with giving him like a super powerful unique equipment, but I don't know, man. Another reason why I kind of want this Vegeta to get a Zenkai awakening is actually just more so because of the Zenkai ability he'd get. When we're talking about Red Saiyans, there really aren't any good Zenkai awakening benches, right? In fact, that's one of the issues that I see with this character just by himself, is when you're trying to build a team around the Super Vegeta, one of the major problems is he actually has very limited Zenkai bench options, and that hurts the character, because when you're talking about standard PvP, which is what I always, that's standard PvP is what I'm talking about 99% of the time as opposed to Proud. When you're talking about standard PvP, if you are a character that is a premium damage dealing LF character and you don't have access to easy Zenkai benches, it really puts you at a disadvantage, because when you're fighting opponents who are using characters that do have very easy access to good Zenkai benches. So it's kind of hurts this character. I don't think this character would have been like, oh my god, now that he has a Zenkai bench, he's like twice as good as he was on release or something like that. But it certainly would have helped him a little bit. Can we like filter here? I want to use a new window here. If we filter, let's go like Zenkai Red. If we take a look here and just take a look at like which characters are buffing Red Saiyan with their Zenkai ability, I mean, it's very just there aren't many, right? I mean, Kakarot Goku is the one I always use, but even Kakarot Goku, take a look at him, he's only giving half a true Zenkai buff. Actually, you have to push this button here. He's giving 20% stats here, or sorry, yeah, 25% to the offenses and 20% to defenses. This is essentially half of a buff, right? Because typically with real full Zenkai benches, they're giving 45% to 2 stats and then 40% to the other 2. And then something else to mention is this guy is giving HP, but it's only to Goku. So specifically with reference to Super Vegeta, unless he's in the leader slot, is not even getting the HP buff from this Goku. He's just getting the Zenkai ability. Other than this guy, we have, who else is buffing like Red Saiyans? It's this guy? This guy's doing it, I think so, but his Z ability is terrible. This guy should be buffing Red Saiyans, I believe, with the Zenkai ability. Yeah, Red Saiyan, but his Z ability is literally just red, which is not good. And then we have this Goku, like the very first launch day Goku is also buffing Red Saiyans, but he's also only buffing 25% Saiyan strike attack. So again, we talk about these characters giving red Saiyan Zenkai buffs, and that is a big weakness of just the color red. Like if you're a red Saiyan, you're immediately at a disadvantage unless you have like some other, I guess, characters that are also like Daima Goku. Honestly, is another one, right? Daima Goku doesn't really have like a great bench. He's got Kakarot Goku, which is actually really good for him because he's also getting the HP buffer. But again, Kakarot Goku's only giving half the potency of a normal Zenkai buff. This guy is buffing him, but he's also just buffing blast attack, so not a great Z ability combination. But that's really it. Like Kakarot Goku is also a character that could benefit from a new red Saiyan Zenkai buffer. So I think it would actually be pretty interesting if they Zenkai this character, because he'd obviously not only be just good as being used in battle, but he would also be a really interesting bench character moving forward. It'd be like the first true, like massively good red Saiyan Zenkai buffer. Let me just check his Z abilities. Does he buff Saiyans with his Z ability? I don't remember actually what he does, because I've ever used him on bench before. Yeah, Saiyan, strike, attack, and defense. Oh my god, this guy would be a monster Zenkai bench if they Zenkai this guy. He would easily be the newest Zenkai character, right? We don't have any 2024 characters that have gotten Zenkai awakened, and this guy's literally just become a year old. So I think the odds of him actually getting one are pretty low, but it could be interesting. I mean, he's probably just the worst LF character of last year. I think most people would agree with that. And even on release, he was kind of just not very impressive. So it would be a nice redemption story for Super Vegeta. But something else they could do is they could drop the unique equipment. I think they could actually give this Gohan a new unique equipment. That could be pretty interesting, right? Remember back in the Buu Saga celebration, this was before Legends Fest. So it was the one with Gotenks and Ultra Majin Vegeta. They dropped a unique equipment for the old original LF Super Saiyan 3 Goku, the green one, the one that does the Spirit Bomb. They gave him a unique equipment, even though he's like 1,000 years old. They could do something similar to this father-son Kamehameha Gohan, right? So if they give us what everybody's expecting this week, which is an Ultra Cell here, they could drop a unique equipment for this Gohan over here that would kind of make sense. So it's, you know, Gohan versus Cell sort of thing here. That could be pretty good. What else could they do? If we go over back to the Cell Saga here. I don't think they would Zenkai like transforming Cell. They definitely wouldn't Zenkai this purple Cell. So yeah, I'm not exactly sure what else they would do. Maybe they drop a new free character. I don't know. We have to see, but I'm pretty sure that this is going to be the final new character of the Cell Saga celebration that's going to drop here on the 26th. And then we'll get, like, you know, Zenkai slash unique equipment slash free to play, like kind of like a filler week here for the Cell Saga. The Cell Saga will end here, but then we'll move into whatever the next thing is going to be. Hopefully it's going to be Daima. But in terms of this release for this week, this coming up, so actually I'm recording this video on the 23rd, which is Sunday. It is possible that by the time this video goes up, because I'm going to try and put this up like a few hours after I record this, it is possible that we do actually have an announcement for a social media reveal for this character. It's because they already did a Legends information here for the Super Saiyan Goku and Super Trunks. I don't think they're going to make this a second Legends reveal, Legends information in the same month. I think it's going to be a social media reveal. So typically I think what they do is they announce the social media reveal 2 days before it happens. So it would be a Monday like announcement, and then the actual reveal would be on the 26th. So I think that's probably going to be the case. It would be like Monday. Would it? Maybe it's even going to be Tuesday. It's like a day before it happens even. Yeah, actually, no, I think that's actually usually how they do it. If it is a social media reveal, it's usually just like the day before. Because I think what usually happens is 11 p.m. my time is when the reveals happen on Wednesday. Or no, sorry, it would be... the reveal would be Tuesday, but then the character would release Wednesday, so it would be Monday, the announcement. So 11 p.m. Japan time, the unit would be announced here, but then 11 p.m. on Monday would be the announcement for the reveal, and then the character drops here. Yeah, so if it's going to be a social media announcement, social media announcement, it would be the reveal of the announcement, I guess, would be here. And because we are already Sunday night, I'm recording this 8 p.m. my time, and there has not been a Legends information announcement yet. I'm assuming it's not going to be Legends information, also considering the fact that we already had one this month. So what are the possible options here? I mean, I will just tell you guys, if it's not Ultra Cell, I probably am going to be just like, I'm almost going to faint out of disbelief. I would actually give this like a 99% chance to be Ultra Cell. If it is anything besides Ultra, I don't know what it would be, right? because the campaign ends mid-March, which means this is the last summonable character from this campaign, right? Because then this is a filler week, and then this is the next, whatever the next character, because this is mid-March. This is what lines up with the co-op season reset. Like, this is everything this is the last day of the Cell Saga celebration, so they're gonna have to think of something new. Hopefully it's gonna be like something from Daima, I'm hoping, but I don't know who else it would be besides Cell. We're in the middle of a Cell Saga celebration. Last year we had a Cell Saga celebration also in February. We got Super Vegeta LF. We got Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. This year we have a Cell Saga celebration going on. We have Super Saiyan Goku from the Cell fight. Where the hell is our new Cell, right? We need, who else is there to do? We've done Vegeta, we've done Gohan, we've done Goku. We got a, Super Trunks new character. We got 16. That's it. There's no one else we can get. It's gotta be Cell, man. And it's very clearly, I think, gonna be an Ultra Cell. This is now the point where we are due, I would say, for an Ultra character. The last Ultra character was Beast, and he was 2 months ago. And I think an Ultra every 2/3 months is pretty consistent with the schedule that we've seen in the past few years. I think what's going to happen is we're going to get an Ultra here. It'll be Ultra Cell on the 26th. And then we probably won't get another Ultra possibly until March or April. It'll be one of those months. It might be March. Like last year, we got Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan in February. And then we got Ultra Golden Freeze at the end of March. And then we didn't get our next Ultra until it was Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta was the next Ultra in July. So they have given us Ultras in April, right? Remember we had Ultra Kid Buu drop before the 5th anniversary. So it's possible, but I think at least February this month, pretty locked in that we're going to be getting an Ultra here, and it should be Cell. In terms of what I want to see from Cell, there's not really anything that like jumps out at me. I think it makes sense that he would be getting something like potentially a comeback where he does the thing where he like comes back and does like the death beam when he revives after Goku teleports him to King Kai's planet and he explodes. He teleports back, he death beams Trunks, and then he appears from like all the smoke. I could definitely see that being a really cool animation for Cell. Something else they could do, I'm just trying to think. All right, because I'm trying to think of like what would his Ultra intro animation be? It would probably be like him pointing at his head, right? Because that's not in the game yet. Him pointing at his head and like explaining like, and actually that would probably be part of his comeback animation, right? So I'm thinking about the comeback like, I don't know how they'd animate that though. It would be weird because like he actually explodes, right? He just appears. I don't know. Maybe the animation could be like him like getting blown away or something, and then out of nowhere a death beam hits the opponent, and then there's smoke and there's Cell, and then he points to his head or something. That's probably what the comeback animation would be like, huh? That could also just be the intro too, right? He doesn't need to have a comeback. That could just be the intro. But I think that's what most people are assuming the either Ultra intro or comeback would be for a potential Ultra Cell here. Something I'd like to see from Ultra Cell is some kind of AoE green nullification. We have seen quite a bit of new characters get this. Let's open up like the general character tab here. So some characters we've seen that have the AoE nullification. Actually, no Ultra has it, right? You don't have it. You don't have it. Yeah, I just realized this. There's no Ultra that has the AoE green nullification. Am I crazy? No Ultra has that, right? I don't think any Ultra character has that. Okay, it's really weird actually. So who has the nullification? It's the future Gohan side of future Gohan and Trunks. Daima Goku has it. Who else? I know like who else has it? I feel like it's not that common. Omega has it. God Goku has it. Transformed Gogeta Blue, aka Fused Gogeta Blue has it. And yeah, there's a few more like Transformed Red Beast Gohan has it as well. And I think it's the 5th anniversary Yellow Transforming Jiren has it. But if you take a look at, they're all worded the exact same way. If we take a look at Daima Goku as an example here, and we just find where it says this. Nullifies enemies' wide-range special arts attacks while this character is in one of the following states. Activates once. So what I'm actually looking for on a potential Ultra Cell is I'd want to, first of all, remove this. This is nonsense. Why is it only once? I believe I even talked about this. The first character to nullify AoE greens was the transforming yellow Jiren from the 5th anniversary. I would be willing to bet a lot of money that I said this during the breakdown. I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure I would have said this during his breakdown video when I was first looking at his information. I think I probably looked at this saying activates once and me being very disappointed as to why it wasn't only, or to why it wasn't more than once. Right? There's no way I looked at this and I'm like, huh? Why is it only once? Like, it seems like a very obvious thing that this would happen like at least 3 times. I'm not sure why it only activates 1 time. Like, I don't. It's not like the opponent gets priority on you from you using a green card. It resets the field. Like, it doesn't actually do anything bad for the person using it. It's just kind of like, okay, let's just waste his immunity and then we can get him next time with the green. What I'm looking for on an Ultra Cell is, first of all, get rid of this. And then I actually want him to be able to counter AoE greens. Not specifically like, okay, he does damage to the opponent, but make the opponent have some kind of drawback or penalty for using AoE greens. And actually what I would love to see, this would be best case scenario, is if it was a team-wide thing. So if we take a look at like transforming Vegeta Blue, where is he? Right here. Transforming Vegeta Blue has a very interesting anti-counter gauge mechanic, and the reason why I like this a lot actually is because let's read the way it's worded. Falling effects occur when enemy activates auto counter or evade action while this character is not defeated, and the reason why this is so good is because it doesn't have to be Vegeta who activates the evasion or auto counter. If you have a different character that activates, like for example Majin Vegeta's counter gauge, even if it's not Vegeta Blue activating it, this effect will still activate because he is not defeated, assuming he's not dead, right? If he's still alive, this will activate. So you're actually going to be able to reduce enemy ki by 100, cancel their attribute upgrades, blah, 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 all these things are going to activate. So I'm actually thinking what they could do is they just copy this, but make it for AoE greens. So if the opponent, I don't know if I would even want to say if they use one, but if the opponent lands an AoE green card on one of your characters, reduce their ki by 100, cancel their, like literally just copy this, copy and paste this to Ultra Cell. But instead of evade actions or auto counters, it could be AoE greens, or they could just add AoE, like it could be for both auto counters or evade actions, and then they could also say, or what do they call it, like wide range special arts. They add the wording to wide range special arts to this, and then maybe make this like activates 3 times instead of once. Unlimited would be kind of crazy. I would just say activates 3 times is what I would put on here, and that would be like a really, really, really powerful effect they could give to Ultra Cell. And with how much everybody hates AoE greens, I really could see that being a pretty big selling point for this character. But that's really what I'm looking for. In terms of the Cell Saga team, which I actually used the Cell Saga team for the last God Rank grind that I did. It's not a bad team actually, but I think what the team really needs is an offensive juggernaut character. This Goku can do okay damage. He has a lock-in ultimate, but he's not like a massively overpowered damage dealing character. Super Saiyan 2 Gohan has aged very, very gracefully after a full year of being out. Armor break is still insanely good. AoE green, his counter gauge, like all these things are really, really strong, but he doesn't do tons of damage. Super Trunks is one of the best characters in the game. I'm not kidding. He's the best character. Super Trunks is the best character in the Cell Saga. He's the best character out of all of these characters, okay? But he's not a damage dealer. He can do decent damage if you get him in the right position, but he's not really a damage dealer. These are the 3 best Cell Saga characters, I would say, right? This Zenkai Purple Perfect Cell is actually pretty good too. I just don't think he really fits on the team with these guys here. But you can kind of make it work. If they give us like an Ultra Cell who's insane, you can put like this Zenkai Cell with the Ultra Cell and then leader slot one of these 3 characters, probably Super Trunks, and that could be a Cell Saga team. But there's no like, oh my god, crazy mega damage dealing Cell character here. So that's what I'll be looking for. And then in terms of typing, I think I'd probably say blue at this point. We just got a purple Goku. We just got this guy who's purple also. So I would have said purple, but purple's kind of just been taken. Red, I guess, could be relatively interesting, but blue, I think, is the color we're looking at for an Ultra Cell. Are there any blue cells? I don't think so. If we go to just like cell, what blue cells exist? Oh, sorry guys, there's this Zenkai second form cell. Yeah, so blue makes sense here. And then if we just look at the overall roster and sort by blue, it's really just like Turles and then Future Gohan and Trunks, right? Turles, Future Gohan, Trunks, and that's it, right? I mean, like Super Goku is like okay. Fusing Super Vegeta is okay. Who else is there? There's Sword of Hope Trunks, who's like okay. But that's it. So blue is not the greatest color ever, and I think it would fit Cell well. I think it would fit his teams well. Cell Saga doesn't have any blues that are like actually useful. So maybe like a damage dealing blue Ultra Cell that has some kind of penalty built in when the opponent uses counter gauges and AoE greens. That would be what I'm looking for. But assuming we do get an Ultra Cell here coming up on the 26th, I imagine it's going to be a social media reveal that will be announced on the 24th. We'll actually get the reveal itself on the 25th. The character will drop here. And yeah, it should be pretty interesting. I mean, Ultra Cell is a character we should have honestly gotten a long time ago, so it's taken them a while to get him in here, but that's what I'm anticipating here, and I would frankly be very, very surprised if it wasn't him here. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you want to see out of a potential Ultra Cell, and then also let me know what you guys want to see out of the March schedule. What type of characters do you want to see released in March? Do you hope it's Daima, or do you hope it's something else? Let me know. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.